dried, so went ahead and finished spraying like all my test spoons. I primed in 4 different surfacers, all from Mr. Hobby: pink, black, gray, and white. For the surfacer, I used a 0.8 millimeter nozzle airbrush. This is just a cheap Timber Tech one, and all of them sprayed really easily, really well through this. Since I'm going to be painting the Psycho Gundam, and it being so large, this 0.8 and this 0.5 millimeter from Gallery will make quick work out of all of that. So the color scheme I'm going for is kind of the traditional Gundam tricolor scheme, where I guess in the concept for this build is the HGUC had captured the Psycho Gundam MKII somehow, and just like when they captured the Gundam MKII, they repainted it in I guess somewhat traditional Gundam colors. Most of these are all acrylic paints. The only 2 exceptions were going to be the whites that I use. This is Mr. Color GX1 Gloss Cool White. This is sprayed over black, and this was sprayed over gray primer. I think I'm leaning more towards this brighter over the gray primer. I just think it'll be a little bit more easier, and it'll be easier to get the same consistency, where with the black you really got to make sure that you're getting in it. Where I'll probably do some pre-shading as well. So I'm still kind of experimenting with these, but so far just over the gray primer, I like this one the most. And like I said, the rest of these are all different acrylics. So for the secondary color on with the white, I want to do this sky gray. This is over the black primer, and this one is over just the regular gray primer. And again, I think I'm gonna just keep sticking with these lighter, kind of brighter color. So the gray primer, I mean, it is gray over gray, but I just kind of like the slightly lighter tone that this one has here. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with that, and I'm actually gonna just keep all the ones I plan on using for now on the side. Let me know what y'all think though. And then for the main tricolor schemes, I only tested one color for the yellow just because I knew it was the one I wanted to use. This is Tamiya X8 Lemon Yellow, and I sprayed this over pink surfacer. Just kind of helps give it that more rich, like orangey tone to it. So most, like the V-fin, there's some other yellow details around on the suit. Basically I'm just going to be repainting all the yellow details in this color. Yeah, and that'll be used with a pink surfacer. And then for the reds, I did use it was a Vallejo game color. It's heavy red. It's their extra opaque line. And I did think about using that as the red for the red accents and stuff. But and it was sprayed over just white primer. But it is a little darker than I wanted. It doesn't really have the, get some of the dust off there. It doesn't really have the kind of, I don't know, not really as much of the richness that I wanted. So I decided to mix up a semi-custom color. I used a mixed scarlet, a few drops of the heavy red, and then a few drops of white. And this is over pink primer, and this is over white primer. And I think I really like this pink one. It's probably hard to tell on camera really much of the difference, but this compared to here, this is definitely just that a little lighter, but also a little more muted as well. And I think over, like I said, over the pink primer, it'll really really kind of shine. And then for the blue, this was the color that I really wanted to make sure I got really correct. It's a mix of clear blue, some white, and so I am following the color guide. I'm using the color guide from the Double Zeta Verka as kind of just like a reference point. That none of these are exact by any means, but just kind of getting the feel for the colors. So for that kit, they use clear blue and white mixed together, just straight. But I also wanted to have like a little bit of a purpley tone to it as well. So I did that color mixture. I just used clear blue, some drops, a couple drops of white. And then I also added in, I have the extra opaque heavy violet. It's another from Vallejo, that game color series. I just mixed that in, and yeah, I sprayed this over 3 different primers just to kind of see how it would work. Over black, and this is a little bit too dark for me. So I kind of knew immediately that this wasn't going to be the one. This was over the gray primer, and it looks good, but it's just a little too muted. Then I did it over the white primer, and yeah, this one's the winner for me here. So we'll be going with this one. And so that makes up kind of the main suit colors. And then for the inner frame, keeping it fairly simple. For the inner frame, this is Vallejo, not Vallejo, sorry. I do have the Vallejo version of this, but this is actually Mission Models Gray Violet. So for the kind of inner frame sections, I want to use this with also some touches here and there. Some parts are going to be painted in, this is Vallejo black gray. And then let me set these here. And then I do have a couple spoons that didn't spray that well. And I decided they're going to be colors I don't really want to use in this build. So this is like a black steel kind of color. And I don't know, I had trouble kind of spraying it. It's most likely just like my user error. But it's also just, I don't know, it's not really got the pop that I want. So what I'm going to do instead is I like to sometimes use the Tamiya weathering pigment powders, and I have like a metallic set. It's got like copper, titanium, and gunmetal. And the gunmetal or the titanium, I'll see which one works best, but the megaparticle cannons, like the innards, like the yellow bits on the Psycho Gundam, I'm going to use this instead to paint them. And then for the eyes, I was going to do, this is just clear green sprayed over white. And I didn't spray it that well either. Should have definitely just gone lighter coats. Some of it pooled on this edge here. What I'm going to do instead is, what I've done before is, I have the, I forget what the number is, but it's the Gundam marker. It's the kind of fluorescent green that you use for like cameras and eyes and stuff. So instead of, and this is literally the only green that I need. So instead of, having to go through, use the airbrush, spray, blah, 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 I'm just going to dump some of that out, and I'll just kind of hand paint that detail because it's literally like the smallest little bit that I need. So it won't be that hard to just kind of hand brush, and that stuff hand brushes like perfectly fine over it. So yeah, so these two, just gonna set those, not use those, put those up, keep those out of the paint box. And yeah, so pretty much these are gonna be, let me move some of these around. So yeah, so we'll have these as kind of the main colors here. These two will go together and kind of, so the megaparticle cannons, the sky gray, any of like those details around the suit I want to do in this. So any of the white that has a megaparticle cannon attachment, I'll probably do in this color. This will be, again, the inner frame, this gray violet, and then this black gray I'm thinking about doing around on the hands, probably the backpack section as well, and bottoms of the feet and stuff like that, so kind of help break it up. But yeah, that's the kind of paint scheme I guess we're going to be going with for the Psycho Gundam Mark II. Let me know what y'all think. Comments, suggestions, opinions, all that is definitely welcome, and look forward to when we actually start getting all of that, all of it painted. Probably going to take me a while to, really get it together, just because it's a big kit. I'm a slow worker, but I also want to really take my time with this one and really kind of put my, not just put all my effort into it, but also challenge myself with something a little different than how I normally would paint my models. Yeah, stay tuned. and look forward to seeing that.